Alrighty. So we are live. Hey, alrighty. Tony here, Random Ventures 2.0. Welcome to Sunday Night Live. Welcome. Oh, and we've already got people popping up in the green room. Hey, buddy. Let me bring you on in a second. I want to say hi to everybody here, and then I'm going to get to you, all right? All right. So, hey, Rick Tom. Oh, I'm going to scroll up here just for 1 second. Yep. So, Rick Thomas, how are you doing? And then Running Deer Outdoors Adventures. Hey, I'm not going to forget this week to mention something that we talked about. All right. Hey, Mike, how are you doing? Hey, I want to thank you very much, Mike. You've been a great supporter. Really appreciate that. Hey, Carl, how are you doing? RNRB Chronicles in the house. We got something to talk about, Dave. So if you want to share some of that. We got Eva. How are you doing? Hey, Darlene. Hi, Tony and 2.0 family. She's saying hi to everybody else that's on board. And man, we already got 20 people here watching. And oh, by the way, start smashing that like button. That's going to help us a lot. Ulrich and Blackheart, how you doing? Frank, how you doing? Hey, Gunner 606, hiya. Debbie O'Brien, hey, how are you doing? Thank you for jumping on. Hey, John, how are you doing? And Drew, we got Drew right there. Eagle Eye Prospector, what? You guys are going to see, I met him, and it was a God-ordained appointment. So you're going to see that in a couple of videos. I'm a little ahead of you guys. Let's see. We got Hum Guy 707. It says, hey, Tony. Hey, Janet. How you doing? Janet M saying hi to everyone and hi to me. Alex Martinez, welcome in the house. So you know what? 27 people were up to watching. So it's just going to continue to grow. So I want to just welcome everybody to come into this Sunday Night Live. You know, this is probably the last one for a while we are going to do in the studio, and I've got to figure out how we're going to do this out on the road. Hey, good evening, old grunt Mary. Welcome, Mary Torres. Hiya, everyone, she's saying. Oh, my, everybody's coming in here. Randy, how are you doing? Hey, let's do like we did a couple weeks ago. If you are new to our lives, throw in a little comment there so we know that you're new. And I am going to put in just, hey, John, how you doing? I just saw that right before I clicked off. I'm going to put a banner up. So I'm just going to do a little typical thing here. So what we want to do is put 3 question marks up in front of your question and then ask away. And then I will get to them. I'll see them going. I generally don't respond too much unless I catch it, but I try not to read too much, only because I'm trying to talk and I can't do 2 things at once, right? So your question mark, what that does, it flags me, say, hey, this is a question, and directed towards me, and then I can read it and answer it. All right. So, oh, yes. Yep, definitely. Oh, Kraken dated Randy. Let's see. Good, and thanks. All right, let me just. Hey, Dave, how are you doing, David? Bellevue. Hello, Dave and Joanne. James, how are you doing? Don't know you're back from the road already. Oh, didn't know you're back from the road already. All right. So maybe mind if I take 1 second and just answer this question? It's not a question, but I just kind of want to give a real quick little overview, and then I want to bring my guest on. So what James is saying, didn't know you were back from your road already. All right. So in these sequences of the videos, all right. So, and that's the one we're going to talk about tonight, the natural bridge. So we went down to pick up the car carrier. That's going to be the next video where Lou and I actually install the cargo carrier. We meet at a Cracker Barrel, and he gives me a wake-up call. Now, that's true. He woke me up on the with the knock on the window, kind of like Studio Tony did that one day. But I woke up quick and answered. So that's the sequence of videos. Now, I just got back from upstate New York and into Vermont and things, tried to beat a snowstorm. So those are going to be some upcoming videos. But I got good news. I am all done. So I am going to finish doing a little bit of last minute things tomorrow, and then I hit the road again. So this is just a stopover, to pick up a few more items, get everything in place. But as far as the car goes, it is loaded, and we got food out of the studio that we've been blessed with on Mail Mondays. The cargo carrier is fully furnished up in the cargo area, so we've got all of our equipment we're going to be taking along, and all that is set. The inside is set. The water jug has a water thing on it, a dispenser. So yeah, there's a lot of videos that are going to be coming out, and so. Got distracted. Okay, Running Deer says got distracted. I don't know, but since Running Deer is on here, he messaged me a couple weeks ago, and I was going to do it on a Sunday Night Live, and I got to talking, and I even wrote it down on a note. All right, so they had informed me a couple months ago that they were going to have a baby. All right, so. In the process, they're getting ready and things like that, but they've picked out a name and they found out that it's going to be a girl. And so they sent me the name and asked if I could say it online. I'll do even one better. Let me go into the comments so I don't forget. I actually made a little banner. So here we go. All right. So we got Running Deer Outdoors. They are going to be blessed with a baby girl, and the name is going to be Hazley Rosemary for the middle name. I'm pretty sure that's the middle name because that'd be a really long first name. But Hazley Rosemary, we can't wait to meet you, and that's going to be due date of July 3rd. Maybe you'll push it one day more and do it July 4th. That would match Miss 2.0's birthday is July 4th. Alrighty. So congratulations and thank you so much for being patient. I wanted to wait. I missed it last Sunday too. And I am so glad you're on here, and God bless you, brother. And yes, sir, he says that's the middle name is Rosemary. That is so neat. Hi, Miss 2.0 just showed up. She's at work. And we're going to have a date tomorrow. So we're going to be date nighting. So we're going to go out. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to be on a podcast tomorrow. It's going to be pre-recorded. And when it gets released, I'll let you know. But it's somebody's doing one on camping and things like that. And they wanted to talk to me with recovering with the stroke and stuff and all that things. And so we're going to do that. But hey, everybody, I'm going to get my little banner fixed here, and then I'm going to bring on our guest because we got something, hopefully, let's see, that's off. I'm going to get to smash the like button off as well. Boom. All right, my good friend, RV Chronicles, Dave. Here we go. Hey, Dave, how are you doing?
Hey, guys, how you doing? Can you hear me?
Hey. Yes, hear you good, loud and clear.
Okay. Good. So how's Mr. Tony doing today?
Well, Mr. 2.0 is doing good. Yeah.
Oh,
good.
Sorry,
Getting all
2.0.
Yeah.
2.0.
2.0. Yeah. So Dave, you called me earlier today, and we praised and thanked the Lord together on the phone. And yes. I'm just, really just in awe of how he protects us. And I would like you to share a little bit of that, if you're comfortable sharing some of that, because it was very recent, just like a couple hours ago.
Yeah, we're talking maybe, it was my time. It was around 12:30 that it took place, and it's 6 o'clock here, a little after 6. So, but yeah, we were down in Sierra Vista. Jess, you know where that's at, Jess. How you doing, buddy? See you there. And we were down Sierra Vista this past weekend here, and we were visiting some friends that just moved down there from Lake Havasu. And so we were down visiting, and we were heading back home. We were also watching we stopped by one of our other good friends that is an RVer. They recently, a couple years ago, bought a house down that way as well, and they're still out RVing and stuff. So we stopped by them, and their channel is I can't remember. Anyways, forgive me, guys. I
Hey,
totally
he might
forget.
be on here. If he is, maybe he can throw it in the
He
comments.
might be, because I just told him about it. So if he's actually here, he needs to throw something up, and,
Right.
hey, it's me. But we stopped to see Kenny and Sabrina wasn't there. Sabrina was down south, so he might be hanging with his wife because she's getting home today. But
Yeah.
we stopped to see Kenny. I think it's forwarding adventures or something like that, or anyways, RVing adventures for I forget. Anyway, so anyhow, so we stopped Lucy. Then we were on our way back up through towards Tucson. We were going to stop and see some friends up in Tucson real quick and have a dinner with them, or lunch rather. And we just jumped on 10 and we were heading up towards Tucson. And Jess, you know exactly where all this is at. And we were probably only on the highway there for about 2 miles.
Right.
And there was a pickup truck. It was up in front. We're in the left lane and we're going about 75 miles an hour. That's the speed out here. And we're just booking right along. And next thing I know, a pipe, and I'm talking a pipe that was, let me get in front of it was at least about 10 to 12 inches long. It was probably about that big around, and it had two ends welded onto it, flat plates added onto it. And I seen it bounce and spinning right towards our windshield.
Right.
What am I going to do? I mean, it was in split seconds, and it hit the corner of we have a BMW X1, and it hit the corner post of our windshield, spun, hit the side of her window, shattered that window, and then kept on going. Well, of course, she's leaning against me, just screaming, petrified, scared. I didn't know if it actually came through the windshield and hit her and like tore half her face off or not. I didn't know.
Right.
I'm trying to drive and keep control of the car, holding on to her, looking, trying to check her face, and had to pull the truck off to the side that I thought it came from. It wasn't him, though. It was another truck that he kept on barreling down the road.
It was like a scrap truck pickup, right? It had scrap on it, scrap metal.
Yes.
Yeah.
And long story short, we are talking, if I would have swerved, I didn't have enough time to swerve.
Right.
But if I would have swerved one way or the other, if I would have swerved this way just a little bit, it would have came right through the windshield and just took my wife's head right off. If I would have went the other way, it would have penetrated right through her side window and probably hit her and took her head off.
Right.
But right where we were at, it hit perfectly. And if even just a fraction of an inch, if I would have went one way or the other, it could have spun it where it went into the windshield and came through and might even killed both of us.
Right.
But God was there. I'm telling you, when I finally got pulled over and everything was okay, we were just glass everywhere. And we're talking a section that was no bigger than my mouse that broke out of her window, on the passenger window, that broke out about that big, actually. And there was just glass everywhere through the car. I mean, all the way back to the back. It was everywhere. And it was, I don't know how it did it, but she's even said it's down her pants. And she had on those tight things, those, I forget
spandex,
what
or like
spandex
running pants.
Yeah, those gym pants and stuff. Yeah. I'm like, how in the world? I mean, it was just everywhere.
Yeah.
So, but I just want to give, seriously, I mean, I don't know who here is spiritual and who here is not, but I'm going to tell you something. I thank Jesus for this. I mean, there is no other way than by the grace of God that I still have my beautiful wife with me.
Right. Yeah. And you sent me pictures of the car and stuff, and like we were talking about, it's not even where it hit on the car, like the dent. It was just at a little bit of a curve on that post coming down on the front windshield, to where it was just a fraction off center, just a fraction, just a little bit of that slope that caused it to go away from the car. I mean, it came down around the car.
Yes.
But if it was a gust of wind or a pebble on the road that moved it a fraction of an inch, not a centimeter, less than a centimeter towards the windshield, it would have come into the windshield
Yes.
It
And
definitely was.
guys, I just want to share this. You have, the scripture says our life is but a vapor, and it's
Right,
here for
right,
a moment, and snipe, it's gone. And I'm going to tell you something that quick. My wife is an ICU nurse, and she sees a lot of trauma and a lot of lives that change within a split second.
right.
And ours today could have been changed. Mine could have been changed very quickly. Hers could have been changed.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you what, you got loved ones around. It's like I keep telling my wife, I say, you don't have time. We don't have time to be mad at each other. We don't have time to not be have a unforgiveness heart. Not being able to forgive each other. We need to work on relationships constantly. My relationship with Tony, my relationship with other people, because life is so fragile. So, guys, you have one beside you right now. That's your significant other, your wife, your husband, children. Give them a hug. Let them know. Let them know you care, because things can change that quick. So
that quick. Yeah.
Yes. But yes, I did see something here where Jess said something, explosive impact. You are so correct.
Yeah.
One, when it hit the post, and then number two, when it rolled and smashed a window. I don't know if you guys ever hear a window on the sides break, but buddy, they go off like a gunshot. So yes, there was two very loud explosives, impacts. And you're correct, Jess. It was very, very explosive. It was, but you know what? Hey, Janet, yes, praise God. We're both okay. Glory to him. R.I.P. Praise God.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So,
and I'm going to say hi to a couple more people that jumped on real quick. So hi, Jess. I think I missed that. Hike with Mike. How are you doing? Oh, RIG Outdoors. Praise the Lord. You're both okay, he says. And I'm going to just throw some comments up here every once in a while on there so we can see some of those. But yeah, praise the Lord. And that is Pastor Ian, if anybody wants to know. And he is personally praying for me and his leadership of his church as I get ready to set out, because that is important. Just like Dave and I recognize today, just that covering of prayer is very, very important. And, when you shared that with me, I definitely was thinking of that as well. But Eva, I see you there. Praise God. And then we've got old Grunt, Frank, and Debbie, and Lou. Hey, Lou, how are you doing, buddy? Thanks for the wake-up call the other morning. People are going to see that this Thursday. Yeah. So I might need another one a couple mornings. I'll have to hire you to come along and just hit my window every once in a while and wake me up.
Lou missed it, but me and my wife were traveling back from Tucson area, or actually heading to Tucson, and from Sierra Vista, and a pipe actually came flying right out of our car at 75 miles an hour. But God protected us, man. And I'm telling you, we're talking, I could be here. Well, I wouldn't be here, but Tony could be telling you that Katie was no longer with us. It was that. Yeah. But hey, God's good. God's good.
All the time. Yep. Green Hubs, we got Mike Ryder in the house. And hey, Mike, camping all out. Hey, say hi to Alyssa for us. And then we got Richard Arms. Great to see you, Tony. Love the 2.0 family. May God bless you and your family, and our whole 2.0 family is awesome. Josh's camping and outdoor adventures. Hey, Tony, Josh, and Jen. Hey, Jen, hope you're doing good. We're continuing to pray for you, and Josh, you as well. Absolutely. And just for some health things, continuing in prayer.
Yes.
Let's see. Explosive right on. I'm just scrolling here a second, Dave. So
that's okay. Yep, you go ahead.
Yep. Hey, 2.0 fan. Hey, Mr. 2.0. I just saw him yesterday. I stopped in the grocery store to get some Cooper Sharp cheese to take with me. So Hammock Mountain, how you doing? Drew, Travel mercies, yes, definitely travel mercies, and
Yes.
that's one of the things that I've put on my prayer request is for definitely
Yeah.
travel mercy. Every time you get in a car and before you even click that seatbelt, ask the Lord for travel mercies. Definitely do, and that's a good habit to be in. So Hammock Mountain says late, and all right, so
But
yep, I
he's
think
here.
I'm.
Hey.
Oh yeah, better late than never.
Hey, I'm not going
Yeah.
to be able to stay on too long.
No,
I'm
that's
going to be
fine.
able to hang with my wife here a little bit. We're going to be giving,
Absolutely.
praying together and, just being together. But anyways, I did want to share a couple of things if I can, Toonie, real quick.
Okay.
I promise.
Okay.
And I know you're in agreement with this, but guys, Tony's going to be coming across country, and I'm going to tell you something. There's an anointing on Tony's life, and it's been on his life for a while. And without getting into a whole lot of detail and whatnot, but Tony kind of put that in the back burner. Life takes place. You know what I mean? Right, Tony? Just life takes
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
But God is God's wakening Tony back up. And God's going to be using him mightily as he's walking, even just what you guys see in the last couple of videos and a couple more videos to come, and what this trip really is going to entail. I'm going to tell you something. There's a movement. There's a Holy Spirit movement starting to take place in this country, in this world today. Guys, get on board. Open up your heart and welcome God to just come on in, man, and just change our lives, prove himself to us. And that's what he's starting to do. And God's going to use Tony, because Tony's an open vessel, and he's like, God, use me in any way you can. But with us praying that, we have an enemy, we have an adversary that hates us. Okay, so understand that, but also understand that greater is he that is in us than he that is in the world.
Amen.
Okay. So, this very well could have been an attack of the enemy, but God has protected us. We know there's going to be attacks coming against Tony. That's why you need to keep him in prayer, guys. Please just keep him in prayer. Because God's going to use him mightily. So I just wanted to spit that out. Please, even if you can't help out financially, don't need it. What we do need, and we cannot live without, is prayer.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
So hit that thumbs up, guys. Hit the thumbs up. Let me go back here and check something. I want to see something real quick, Tony, before I go.
All
39 thumbs up, and we got 39 people watching. Way to go, guys.
Okay.
Proud of you all. Woohoo!
Oh, Debbie, I got just a little bit of a prayer update, and that's Debbie O'Brien says, my husband's brother is doing better thanks to everyone's prayers. Yes, Tony, and thankful for his prayers and keeping him in prayers as well. Thank you so much, Debbie. And when Debbie had reached out to me on email, I had just, literally just set up a private prayer and praise Facebook page. It's Random Adventures 2.0 prayer and praise Facebook page, because there's certain things that I'm going to come across as I travel across America that I need to share somewhere and to have people praying. And I started that, and almost immediately, I'd say within an hour, I got the email from Debbie asking for prayer for her husband's brother. And I'm not going to share too much about what happened to her brother, to his brother, but I do have that praise and prayer. And I'm going to add that to it, Debbie, and so that everyone that's praying knows. Yes. So I've got a couple of people that are on there and that have committed to praying for specific things, because like I said, there's a lot of things I'm not going to share on our videos, a travel vlog, that aren't able to be shared. In other words, like someone doesn't want me to share something, but they want prayer. And I've asked a couple people already in my travels, hey, I have a little prayer group, a prayer team. I'm calling it the 2.0 prayer team. And that it said they want to pray, and they are over there. And I asked if I can share it. So I just put up about John that I met, who's got a wonderful story of where he could have been dead, but God spared his life. Now, he doesn't know the Lord yet, but some water and then some harvest. So we had a great fellowship time. It was freezing. We were standing outside, but we were both warm in conversation. That's for sure. Alrighty. But Debbie, thank you for that report.
Yeah. Hey, you got a question there. There's no question marks before it, but it's
Okay.
he's asking how does a person like me, or how would he be able to do local stealth camping? So hey,
great.
Go
Great
for
question.
it. I mean, because listen, we're all about, we love the Lord and we're Christians here, but it's not just about that. That's the main thing. The big thing is also stealth camping and random adventure. So I'm going to let Tony take it away. This is your moment, buddy. Go ahead and have a good time. I'm going to go hang with my home. God bless you, buddy. I will talk with you later. Give me a call after you're done with it. Okay.
All right. Sounds great. See you, buddy.
All right, guys. Love everybody. Be blessed.
Okay, so Robert is asking, how does a person like me will be able to stealth camp local? All right, so I'm local to my area, and most of my stealth camping has all been done locally. So first, I kind of just, once you start thinking that, okay, I want to stealth camp, then you start looking for things. Like I drove around stores, I drove around grocery stores, I drove around little plots of woods. So I started looking for areas and kind of going out and checking them out. So not, I didn't have my pack ready to go. I just kind of got an idea. And then once I commit to it, sometimes I'll just go walk the area. What does it look like? Do a little bit of, you can make it fun and say, this is my reconnaissance mission. But you kind of find a couple locations locally. And, generally you can have a friend maybe drop you off or something like that. And 50 days after my stroke, I had my daughter Rachel drop me off at the Walmart parking lot with my backpack, and then I headed into the woods, and that was very local. So it's just about looking for places and then just do it. So whether you get busted or not, just do it. So just get out there and definitely do it. And it's a lot of fun. Once you do it once, you'll start looking everywhere for a place to do it. So yes. So RIG Outdoors says, my leadership and I are committed to praying for you, Tony, and the ministry the Lord has for him ahead. Well, thank you very much, brother Ian, and I hope to come up and speak up at your church once I get back from my cross-country trip. That is going to be awesome. So Old Grunt says, amen, RIG, and they just outlawed urban and homeless camping again where I live. They just dropped it on everyone in a 24-hour notice. Yes. Oh, that's interesting. So, yeah, it really depends probably where you're at, where you live. And I'm not sure, because when I roll into an area, I was talking the other day, and because you saw me at a Cracker Barrel and then again at a Cracker Barrel, thankfully, Cracker Barrels, I think, are all the way across the United States. So I don't want this to be a Cracker Barrel sleeping arrangements, but last resort, Cracker Barrels. But if I'm trying to get from town to town or cover some ground, it may be a Cracker Barrel or a Walmart or something like that. And once I start moving across the country, public land. So it does take time to find places, and you don't, like in my situation, I've got the car. So if I try to go somewhere, I've got to stash the car and walk out. So it might be at a trailhead, or it might be in a church parking lot that maybe I called ahead to the pastor and said, hey, this is what I do. You mind if I use that patch of woods behind you? So I don't know how it's going to go. I really don't. I really don't. Hey, Jared, how are you doing? Roughneck, Rudneck, how are you doing tonight? And we got Crap Studios. Emma Brown, hey, how are you doing? All righty. So I'm just scrolling down. And again, remember, if anybody has any questions, throw that up in the question mark area. Well, put 3 question marks in front of it. So yeah, let's see. I can't stay long, Tony, but wanted to stop in and say hello. Yes. So thank you much, RIG Outdoors. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, and so the last video that we just had, okay, that was the natural bridge. All right. So I wake up in the morning at the Cracker Barrel, and yeah, that was my first overnight in a Cracker Barrel, and I got there late. It was late in the evening. I went in and sat at the table, and I wanted to check with them just to double check and make sure it was okay. So I sat down, and the waitress came over, and I said, "Yeah, I hope you don't mind. I'm just wanting to need a cup of coffee, and I just had a question to ask." And I said, "Am I able to sleep in the parking lot? I know I've heard that it says yes." So at that point, she said, "Oh, absolutely. Just pull around back." And they blessed me with a free cup of coffee. They didn't even charge me for it. So that was so nice. And so far now, I've slept at 2 Cracker Barrels at different locations, and both times it's been awesome. So I know that's a good, safe place to be. And also where I can, usually they're right off of a major route, so I can get off the highway, spend the night, and then get going. And we got a question. Hey, Josh is camping and outdoors. Let me answer this question. Said, so are you 100% ready for your road trip at this point? Yes. So there is, I think I did everything that I need to get down and in the car today. There's a few things, like I'm doing a little bit of laundry, so that's got to go in my travel bag. And other than that, I mean, the car carrier is filled, and it's filled with everything that we've gotten on Mail Mondays. I tell you what, I wouldn't be going on this trip. It would be just me driving and me coming back. But because I've been so blessed by so many, that the car carriers got all kinds of different scenarios. And if you've been following along with travel vlog number 1, 2, 3, 4, those were all different scenarios we're going to run into as we're traveling. And that gives us opportunities to get out there and do some stealth camping or just camping, dispersed camping. So that's why those different scenarios are there. And then I went down number 5. Well, I told Studio Tony I was going to pick up the car carrier. That was number 5. And then that one is when he says, I got to come along. And everybody said, yes, take Studio Tony. But now he's going to be Chef Tony, because he said he was going to stay up in the cargo carrier. And for the trip, he doesn't take up much space. So he hasn't showed up yet because we haven't left. We're going to be leaving on Tuesday. So Tuesday morning, Lord willing, we'll be heading out. So there's another question. There's a question there, and there was one right above it. But let's answer this one first. 2.0 Tony, Chef Tony, Studio Tony, and may I introduce Cracker Barrel Tony? Yes, and I met a real life Tony on the way up to upstate New York. I was at the visitor center, and I was jumping ahead. But I was at the visitor center for New York, and I go in and I'm walking around filming a little bit, but I can't film much because they were playing really loud music, and I can't have music playing when I'm filming. So I'll have to overlay my own music. But I walked up, and I just bought coffee at a truck stop of all places because I was getting gas, and I wanted to go in and pay in the gas station rather than in the pump, because I found out with my Cash App card, that's going to be the traveling card, my Cash App, if you pay for gas at the pump with Cash App, they charge you an extra $100 and some for that, and for that day, and then it comes back onto your card. They correct it the next day, but sometimes that might be all I have on there. I don't know. So So, but yes, Cracker Barrel Tony, but Chef Tony, I met his name is Tony, and well, I'll explain it in the video. You're going to have to wait for it, but he goes, I said, what's your name? He goes, I'm Tony. And I was like, I'm Tony too. And then I went, oh, 2.0. And then we talked, and he was the travel advisor or ambassador for a state of New York. We had a wonderful talk. He went as far as getting the music turned off in the rest area or the welcome center so I could go around and film quick and talk inside there without any threat of having the video flagged for different stuff. So that was awesome. So thank you, Tony. And he said, I didn't tell him anything about Studio Tony or anything. He says, yeah. After a while, I said, yeah, just Tony. Tony Tourism is what his name is. He says he goes by Tony Tourism. All of his friends call him. And so I can't take that Tony Tourism. He's got it. So let's see. Let's see. Question. Let's see. Is this question? Yes. What's your favorite traveling snack or candy to eat on the open road? I haven't had a favorite one, but tell you what, I put a hurting on those Fig Newtons. I'll tell you that I did. Yeah, I ate the Fig Newtons, and I had pretzels with peanut butter, filled almond peanut butter in them. And I didn't eat them all because the next day, you'll see it in this Thursday's video, I run into somebody and I unload my car with all the food that I had just to meet a need. And I was driving home, the 7-hour drive home, and I'm going, oh, I'm kind of hungry. But what that did is it forced me to pull over at a place, and you're going to see that on Thursday, and it's going to be awesome. Awesome. Yeah, so I really don't have a favorite snack yet. I have to think about that. But I do have almonds. I just picked up raw almonds again. So that is probably going to be a snack while I'm driving. I like crunching on the almonds. I like putting them sideways in my teeth and then biting them so they split open. It's a lot of fun. And then, yeah, let's see. Josh is Camping and Outdoor Adventures asks, what piece of gear are you most looking forward to trying out on your trip? That is a great question. So what piece of gear? I'm looking forward to trying all of it. So I would like to do the, even if it's too hot, I want to pull out the titanium wood stove. All right. The wood stove and fire that off. I would like to get process a little bit of wood that Johnny and Mary Torres had sent me for Mail Monday. And you guys saw that little wood stove. So I can maybe cook on top of that. So I'm looking forward to doing that. And, maybe making a fire outside with one of the things and cooking on the grill. So I won't be able to do that at some places, but there's going to be places. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. All of it. I can't wait. So peanut butter, honey, tortilla is pretty quick snack. Yes, Jess, that is a quick snack, and I've got my tortilla shells in there. I just grabbed some spinach tortilla shells. That's in the car. I've got Duke's mayonnaise, and when I went to the store, 2.0 fan and everybody helped me get the Duke's mayonnaise lettuce. I couldn't remember if I got it at this one store, but I was in there. And they directed me to, it's back there. They had the squeeze bottle of Duke's mayonnaise. So I grabbed a couple because I'm going to take some things that I can't get along the way, maybe, and store it. So I can store it in the top, or I can store it in another bin within the car. I'm really amazed at how much stuff I've got in that car. And it doesn't look like it. I've got a lot of room in some places. Okay, so what Drew asked, and Drew, I want to thank you for praying. And Drew went over to the Give, Send, Go, and there's a heart there where you can send a personal prayer. And Drew, thank you so much for your prayers. So what about Forgetful Tony? We might run into him. So, yeah, we might run into him on the way, because I know, I have a feeling I might forget something. Remember that video where you didn't bring water and almost died? Yeah, I had to drink tadpole water. Yeah, that was. Oh yeah, the friend. Yes. That's when I went out to use the Sawyer squeeze for the first time, and that I forgot all about him. Yeah, but he. That's an awesome video. That was probably the first time that I played. Let my personality, or as Lisa likes to call it, my multiple personality, come out. So I went up, and there was I explained, every once in a while you've got a friend that doesn't bring water, and so you want to have a way to filter water. And I was talking about the Sawyer squeeze and the Life straw, and did that demonstration with the CNOC bag and stuff. And the video starts out, you just see a hand come down on the screen like, and then drag, and he's dragging himself thirsty. That was a lot of fun. Then he gets all filled up with water and races back to the car. Drew, thanks for that memory. Yes. All right. So Darlene's asking, hey, Darlene, how are you doing? Says, Tony, my phone is too old to use Cash App. Oh, is it still okay to use Give, Send, Go app and still get you funds? Yes. So Give, Send, Go is very, very good. The only thing that the Cash App does is it puts money on my card immediately without any fees for that they pull out of it. It's just boom, right there it is. It shows up very quickly. So I wanted to have that so I could pull money from when, like, somebody buys a shirt and I make, a couple dollars. Oh, and speaking of shirts, you saw that at the beginning. So go on over to I should make a travel shirt. I should design a travel shirt, 2.0 travel shirt. But say, like, if I make a couple dollars from that goes into my regular account, and I'm planning on using that money to fund the trip too. So when somebody buys a shirt, I can buy a gallon of gas. Yeah, so that definitely helps. But yes, the Give, Send, Go, usually when funds get sent there, it takes, I got an eyelash that keeps sticking up in the air. So I can transfer that in a few days to my card. But that's a great thing to do. And I'll probably post up some banners on different things. But in any of my recent videos, you can click on the description, and it goes right down the line, and different ways that you're able to support the channel. And I thank you for all of that. I've been really hugely blessed already by that. I don't know, it just fell. Something's going, take me. It's jumping off the shelf. So yes. So let's see here. Will you give details on the gear you will use on your trip? I've seen a lot, but the one detail I'm curious about is the black table that is under the bottom of your sleep area. Oh, the black table. Yeah, I'm going to do a whole thing on the car. So that black table, it's a folding table, like a party table or something that you'd fold out. It's bigger than a card table. It's a rectangle, but it is one step smaller than, say, a 6-foot table. And it's a little narrow. I think it's only 24 inches wide, but that fits perfect. That one eyelash or eyebrow, that it fits perfectly underneath of my Thermarest mattress, and it just goes to where the seat folds down. There's a little bit of it doesn't fold down completely. So the bottom half, like towards the hatch in the back, is tapered a little bit. So what that table does, it goes in the back and it butts up against that and raises it up enough that it makes it level all the way to the head area. That was a great find I did for that. And then I can slide that out and put the legs down and use it as a table. and still have it hooked to the car, or I can pull it all the way out of the car and use it. So yeah, that is something I am going to definitely do on the trip. Probably I'm going to make a separate video just of that. And then we've got the one video that I did from Roof Tent Mike. That's going to be coming up too. I met him down and well, you saw him. No, yeah, you saw him right before I went to the Cracker Barrel. So I went back the next morning and I met him. I had to drive because the Cracker Barrel I went to sleep at was 14 miles outside of Roanoke. So in the morning I drove back and I ended up getting lost, and that's when I met Angel. But I did a whole video of his Subaru Outback where he's got the rooftop tent and he showed me the inside, running water, all kind. Went all over his vehicle. Now his is a build-up, so you take the seats out. Mine, I just have to empty the stuff out, and it's the same. There's nothing, no wood except for the one piece that I built to hold the tripod, the hinged boom, so I can film inside of the car. And I've just come up with some more ways. So Anonymous and I, that I just got back from way upstate New York, him and I, well, he had some things, and the family had some things for me for the car, last minute things that he was gathering for the car, and that is all done. I came back through Vermont on the way down here, and I got back not yesterday, day before yesterday, but I was trying to beat the 18 plus inches of snow that were coming. Almost did it, almost. You'll see that thumbnail, but that's going to be video. Travel vlog 10. All right. So, and then starting Tuesday, I'll be able to start getting a little bit more ahead of you guys. And then I'm still planning on doing Sunday Night Live. Let's see. Did I answer all that? Yeah. So I'm going to do that, a full thing on the car. And throughout the trip, when I use a piece of gear, I'm thinking of going ahead and explaining it a little bit more as I'm using it. So let's see. Can't kill them all. Hey, Dan, survival and camping. Tony, how are you doing tonight? I am doing wonderful. Yeah, very, very good. Very, very good. Thank you very much, Dan. And let's see, scrolling down here. Did I get all the questions? I'm hoping I got all the questions. Hey, Trapper 4235. Hello, Tony and everyone. Wish I knew you were in upstate. I would have liked to meet you. Well, it's not going to be the last time I'm in upstate New York. I saw a lot, and when I talked to Tony Tourism, that's what he's called, Tony Tourism. He's a tourism state of New York tourism guide, and he gave me a brochure, and he said, he pulled it out of the desk drawer. I mean, that's how secret this place is going to be. He was going, I don't know if I should show you this because I don't want everybody going there, want to keep it a secret. But he showed me this one brochure. It's a place I'm definitely going to go back to or go to. Didn't go there, but there's a lot of places in upstate New York that I'm planning on visiting, and Vermont. Oh my goodness, I came back through Vermont. Really, really awesome. So I came back down through Vermont and then back into New York, down to Albany, across to Binghamton, and then I came all the way down back into Pennsylvania. So let's say, hey, Woods 87. I like that 87 for that is, I've got a jersey hanging up, Sidney Crosby's jersey, Penguins. So yes, let's see. Ho, Jangles, how are you doing? Hi, Tony and everyone. But Trapper 42, thank you very much. And I will definitely be back up in upstate New York. Okay, Josh's Camping and Outdoor Adventures asked, did you get the car maintenance done recently? Oil change, tire rotation, air pressure set, etc. Yes. So, yeah, let me mention about that real quick. So, you know, I have the Alpha ESS battery power bank, the 1,000-watt battery bank in the car attached to the refrigerator. So as I was traveling those 3 days, so I'm still down there, according to the videos. But on the third day, when I head home, my battery bank should have been at 100%. All right. Because I traveled like 7 hours, the car running, and that should charge the battery up because it does 100 amps, no, 75 watts per hour. Should have charged it back up. But I noticed that on that trip, it kept going down. And then if I used it, like when I heated up the water to make the breakfast in the morning, it dropped even more. So when I got back, it was only at 39%. And the week before, I'd been at the auto dealership to get a full oil change and tire rotation, and to ask them, are the tires good? Say like how many more miles, and they're going to be good until I get back. So did have that done. So all the pressures are good, tires good, oil's good. But my battery, we're trying to figure out, well, is it my car that isn't charging it up? Is it the way I got it hooked up? Because I'm just into the cigarette lighter, but that's what it's designed for. And it was suggested that I maybe take it over to the dealership Monday morning and get to see if the battery, is at full, like it's good. And sure enough, I got over there. They took the car back, and I told them just go over it again, the electrical system, everything. And so they did, and they said they tested the battery, and it failed. All right, so the battery failed, and it was just installed according to the before I got it, but it was installed in June of last year. So it was just installed in June, and so they put a brand new one in under warranty, which is praise God, right? So I used the vehicle for 4 days since then. Well, I got it put in on Monday, and then Wednesday I went to upstate New York, drove around on Wednesday. It ran the refrigerator all day Thursday, and then I headed home on Friday because I wanted to get home a day early to beat the snow, which I almost did. And as I was coming down, I kept getting out every once in a while and checking the battery. And I actually made stuff with an item at a it wasn't a rest area, a rest stop. It was just for, like, they just had a bathroom and picnic tables. And then I used that to heat up water and stuff to make coffee and things. And I went back and checked the battery, and I was at 100%. So it was definitely the battery. I thought maybe the alternator too, but nope, it was the battery. The battery was just bad. So they did replace that, and they did find that my brake fluid was dirty. So I went out, looked at it, and I said, you know what? Don't take a chance. Go ahead and replace that too. So they flushed all of that. So I had a little bit more expense, hit me with a little bit more expense before I leave. In other words, so that bill was like $177 that I didn't expect, but I'm roadworthy, and I'm more confident now with that. So absolutely. So another question here. Running Deer Outdoors says, are you going to do any fishing on your trip? I was thinking about it, and I was going to take my rod. I've got a nice rod that I could get in the cargo carrier. I was just thinking of that today. But then I know when people come into Pennsylvania to get a fishing rod and stuff like that, or not get a fishing license, they got to pay out-of-state prices, and they are a lot. And so I don't know what I'm going to run into as I go across the state. I would like to do some fishing. Yeah. I was just thinking whether I should take my pole or not, because everywhere I'll be an out-of-state person, and the licensing is very expensive, and I'm not sure that I want to spend the funds, because this is going to be just to be honest, this is going to be a very tight trip. So very, very tight trip financially, because remember, I'm still just on disability as of late. And so it is going to be tight. with the exception. That's why I said I've just got to not worry about it, turn it over to the Lord, and just go, right? And there are funds that have been coming in that make me feel very confident about leaving. But I don't like the unexpected things like the oil in the brake fluid, or not. It wasn't oil. It was just very dirty. But that's all good. And the car rode great, even with the car carrier on it. It's fantastic. And it even went through snow and things. And, it was good. Really, really good. A lot of states have day passes. Okay, a lot of states have day passes. I'm probably going to put it in. I know the one thing I've got to get in there yet is a couple pieces for gold panning. So that's got to get in there. I've got to put the my metal detector up in there as well. If it'll fit. I really want to take that, but I don't know if it's going to fit. I know I still have room down underneath, but I don't want a long metal detector down where I'm got to move it every day when I'm not using it. I'd like to get that up in the top. I was going to check, but it got kind of dark out, and I wanted to get ready for tonight. Alrighty, so we got 53 people watching, and now it just jumped down to 51. I scared 2 people away. So, all right. How many total miles do you think you will end up driving? Wow, that's a great question. I plan on hitting my little thing, trip thing, so that it tracks it. So I was tracking each little trip that I make, and then I'm planning on just tracking the big one. I'm guessing, oh my goodness, I'm probably going to need an oil change before I get back, even though it was just changed. Yeah, I don't know. But there's Subaru dealers I can hit on the way out, get the oil changed and stuff, or if I run into any issues. But I'm really not sure. I know it's going to be in the thousands, like maybe 4, 5, or 6,000 miles. I don't know, because even though I'm going to go out Route 40, I'm going to plan on veering off too to go to sites and places of interest. So the total miles, man, I have no clue. Yeah, check into issues on the Outback draining our batteries. Yeah, Robin said, yeah, my dealership had to do some kind of update to the car computer. Worth checking into before you hit the road. Yeah, my sales guy, Alex, he was there, and he went on Reddit, and he said, yeah, that's one thing with Subaru Outbacks is that they do have an issue. I'm not sure what yours is, but I think that has an issue. They said when I got back, they were going to check it, but like I can stop at different places along the way. And if I have an issue, so far, so good. It's a brand new battery. So I'm hoping it's all good. All right. Yeah, Camping All Out says, hey, Tony, how are you doing, old grunt? Hope you made a list. A list? So I always forget something. Yeah, my list is, because I don't write good with this hand yet, I don't make lists much. But I am making a list in my phone. So I do have a little checklist, and everything that I put on there that I could think of is in there. I am planning on taking, it's downstairs. Looking around in the studio, it's empty, pretty empty. So that's why I didn't have any props to put up tonight, because it's all my props are in the car. So, yeah, I don't see anything in here that I need to take. Nope. I have to be careful. I don't want to take stuff that I don't need, or end up needing, or plan to use much. So if there's something that I want to pack just because, hey, I'd like to take this along, I really have to question whether or not I do. If I take it along and I'm not planning on using it, it's got to have a very, very place where I'm not going to be moving it every day. That will get old quick. I have a feeling, because I did just talk to Dalton. Dalton is a cousin to Dave, and he left in January to do pretty much what I'm getting ready to do. And he was giving me pointers. I was asking him questions, and I plan on running into him. He's living out of his car. I plan on running into him, hopefully, Lord willing. We might get to see one another. And then I'm planning on having him maybe on a live where I can ask him questions. But he was giving me a lot of pointers and saying, because I asked him, I said, did you pack your fears and take some extra stuff that you realize now you wish you hadn't taken? He said, oh, yeah. And he said, I would probably send it home, but I'm on my way home now. But there was things that he put in there that he realized he didn't need, but just packed. And then I asked him things like, is it more expensive than you anticipated or not as expensive? So he answered some of those questions for me, and I want to save some of those for if him and I get to do a live together after I talk to him a little bit more and hopefully meet him. Okay, let's see this. Can you explain, Drew asked, can you explain a little bit about how you met everyone in your last video? You had several people say, hey, on camera. Yes, they were from Yonkers, New York. So my four new friends, and if you guys are on here watching, in the comments, jump on and say hi. Anybody that met me on this last video, say hi in the comments. I know last week we had a couple people that I had met that jumped on, and there was people that I met that prayed for me as well. So I met my four friends when I got to the bottom of the stairs and then rounded the corner, and I was filming, and I took some pictures of them because I said, hey, they were all trying to get a picture together. Like one of them would always be out of the picture. So I said, hey, let me get some pictures of you guys, if you don't mind, with your camera. That way you have it. And so we did that. And then we just started talking, had a great time, asked them if they could be in my video and wouldn't mind. And they said, absolutely. So they are watching. They're thinking of me as well on my trip. But I met them, and then I was setting up for a shot. So when I come back down, you saw me holding up the natural bridge. I was setting up the picture for that with my camera, my phone, and setting it up. And I got it to where I wanted it, and all of a sudden it went black. And I was like, uh-oh. I tried tapping it. It was going zzz, zzz. It was doing that. So I noticed I couldn't turn it on even. And I was like, oh, my gosh, the battery's dead. So I walked all the way back up. But some more people that I met on the way down, I met a family with three daughters at the top of the steps. I think when I come down the steps, when I left the board, when it says you are here, and I was really choked up walking. I don't know if you can tell in the video, but I was holding back from just tearing up because meeting them meant so much. As a Christian family, and they had, I think, driven like 2 hours for their adventure. And we had a great conversation. That family is going to be praying for me during my travels too. I met them, and then on the way down, I met a husband and wife that are going to be praying for me as well. In fact, actually prayed for me right there next to the 1,600-year-old tree, the arborvitae, which that was beautiful. And then when I got down to the bottom, I met a couple more people that passed me, and I passed them, and I was filming. And then when I got down to the bottom, Johanna, she was the ranger that was taking the cards for admission, and her and I talked a great bit. And then when my phone died, I went by to her and I said, yeah, I'm going back up. I said, oh, my phone's dead, and I've got all these battery packs in the car, and I didn't know or think to bring one. One goes with me every time I walk away now because I don't want that to happen again. But that was meant to be. So when I say it was meant to be is because when I was up there in the car, they had said, "Hey, you're back so soon." And I said, "Yeah." I said, "My phone died." "Well, you have an all day pass," they said. And I said, "Well, yeah, an all day pass, but there is no way after my stroke I'm going back down there and coming back up. I think I have enough footage." And then they said, would you go back down if you could drive?" I said, "What?" I said, "Well, yeah, but I've got my phone. I've got to charge it up." And then I thought, "Oh, wait, I got a battery pack. I can take a battery with me." And they said, "We can call down and tell them you're coming so nobody drives up until you get down there. What kind of car do you have?" I said, "A Subaru Outback with it." "Oh, I didn't have the carrier." I said, "Subaru Outback." And they said, "All right, we'll pull around and just honk the horn when you're ready, and we'll call down. We'll give you a thumbs up. We'll call down. You can drive down." So we have exclusive footage of all the way down there. I mean, that was not a public access. That was employee only access road that goes down to that gift shop and where you give your ticket. So that was amazing, but it was meant to be because round 2 or 2.0, when I got down to the bottom, I got to meet Taylor. All right. Taylor was awesome. Taylor was awesome talking with him. And I got to pray for Taylor underneath the natural bridge. We were crying and just, it was a God ordained appointed meeting. And I got to meet several other people as well. And Taylor had his Sony camera with the large lens. How him and I got to talk is that I knew that when I was talking to the couple of people that I was talking to under the natural bridge, because I had my tripod and I was doing my own pictures of George Washington's initials. And I saw him way, way back there shooting a natural bridge. And I'm thinking, I don't like people in my pictures when I'm taking them. I like to just try to get it when there's no people around. And I was thinking, I ought to walk up there as soon as we're done talking. But I was having some great conversation with people, so it was in the back of my mind. But then he started walking our way where I was standing as everybody else went. And as he was coming up, I'd just taken a picture. I said, "Hey, did you see George Washington's initials?" He said, "No, I didn't. I'd heard and I was looking for him." So that's how him and I started a conversation. And we stood there for, oh, goodness, Taylor, that was had to have been about an hour of us just talking. And then after him and I said goodbye and things, and he went on to go to the one cave entrance. It's barred off from what I understand. And then there's a waterfall just a little bit further, but the day was getting away from me and I had to get going. But I got to meet another couple. I got to meet a guy from upstate United States. I believe he was on last week. He's a chess player, and he travels around playing chess in tournaments. Really, really awesome talking with him. And if you're on here tonight, say hi too. All right, so we got 42 people. And hey, Stitch, how are you doing? So let's see, Josh, camping and stuff. Let's see. Did I miss a question? Let me see. Oh, yes, I did. Camp Kill 'Em All. Dan with Camp Kill 'Em All, Bushcraft Survival and Camping says, what was the final destination? Oh, great question. So remember I asked last Sunday Night Live, I said, hey, what should I do with the beard? And then we got to talking, should I shave it off, not shave it? And I said, maybe we need to do a poll and have people, and I looked at it, I think early this morning, over 160 people voted. That's a lot of votes. And what did it turn out? I actually made a little banner here for it. So it was, should I shave? Was the first one, like shave it clean. Second one was, should I trim it close? And then we'll watch it grow as I travel. And then the last one was, should I rock this beard and let it grow? And all right, so here we go. So how did it turn out? With over 150 votes, And 63% of you said wait for it. All right, here we go. Rock that beard. Don't shave it. So tonight was the last night we could vote. And they said, rock that beard. So I'm a rocking it. And I want to appreciate all the great comments that everybody did. Some said, I'm a beard person, a beard guy. Lou said, I'm a beard guy, but shave it to your comfort. And it really hasn't bothered me at all. I know some, hey, Hojangles, gotta go. Take care. Oh, Shade Tree America just stopped by to say hello to everyone. Hey, Shade Tree. Man, I'm looking forward to June coming out there. So I'm going to leave it. You guys might see it completely sideways, things like that, as I wake up in the morning and I don't get to comb it. I got to remember to take this little thing. My one comb broke, so I use this little one and I just comb it. I got to make sure that goes with me. So I should have that list. Don't forget to take the comb. Yep. So 63% said rock that beard. So I am going to rock this beard. Yes. So let me get that off there. All right. Back to comments. All right. So James says, got here late. Let's see. Got in late here. Where are you now? James Rockford is back from Florida. Nice. My son's wedding on the beach, ocean. Beautiful, beautiful. Congratulations on the wedding. Definitely. And glad to see Tony Random Adventures 2.0. Thank you, James. Yeah, James, I'm back at the studio for one last time before we head out on Tuesday. So according to the videos, you guys aren't here yet. So because I've got to stay a little bit ahead because I've got to edit and upload, and I can't do it the same day, or even I don't want to be like one day ahead. I've got to give myself a little bit of a cushion in case I burn myself out one day with a lot of driving. Say we got to go, because we're going to be entering Tornado Alley right about the time that it's starting. It starts within the next week and a half, 2 weeks. So that Oklahoma, Arkansas, all those areas, that's Tornado Alley, even upstate Texas. So there might be a couple of days where weather says, hey, we got tornadoes going to be coming through the area. And I've got to maybe drive a little bit further than what I anticipated. So that's going to be a little bit of concern. So I want to be multiple days ahead. I'd love to be 2 weeks ahead. Now that means 4 videos. And I'm going to change it. So on Mondays and Thursdays, Lord willing, there will be a video each one of those days. So this Monday, I do have something for Mail Monday tomorrow. But as you know, I had said, don't send anymore because I do have all the camping gear and everything that I need for this trip. And actually for not just the trip, for doing anything like our hammocks and our hammock tent, wood stoves, everything. So that is awesome. So I said hold off on Mail Mondays, but we got one more because a piece of mail came in that I want to show. And then, hey, Bailey, come on in. Bailey came looking for pepperonis, and I got a huge bag, but they're no longer up here. They're downstairs in the thing, so everybody else can give Bailey pepperonis. Yeah, Bailey. And I'll tell you what, she was really something else when I got home. She was whining and looking for just to be on top of me. So that was only a couple days. I'll see how she remembers who I am, but I'll remind her with a pepperoni. That's for sure. So I'd like to be ahead. So I'm going to do this video for Mail Monday. Will probably be the last Mail Monday for a while because I did stop the other day at the post office. I got to go one more time. I went yesterday. I got to go one more time tomorrow morning and then see. And I've already notified them. They're going to hold things if something comes in. But really right now, the only thing I need is just prayer and, just support. If you guys feel led to support the channel in any way, that is awesome. So there will be one more tomorrow. And then Thursday night's video is me putting the car carrier on, me and Lou installing the car carrier. So that's going to be Thursday. And then the next video is going to be on Monday, next Monday. So that will be me going upstate New York. Thursday will be me coming back down from New York through Vermont and stuff. So that's going to be next Thursday. And then you're going to see rooftop tent Mike's. I'd probably put him out on a Friday where I do a thing of his whole car. There's going to be a few things that aren't going to be on a Monday or a Thursday that I'm still going to put up. I'm just not sure what day. But things like the new Star Market. New Star Market, I'm planning on doing a whole video of just his store because it's built around van life. So that I've got to film yet. So that will be on my travels. So something like that, I'm probably going to do a whole separate video. It'll be in the travel vlog of me getting there, maybe spending the night, and then waking up in the morning and then doing a little snippet of his place. And then I'm going to do a whole separate video of just that. So like I said, there's going to be a few of those. And yes, Jess, I did say when I was talking to someone, I said, I have always wanted, I pray that nobody would ever get hurt or property damage, but I've always wanted to see a tornado for a long time. I've always wanted to see one from a distance, but maybe the Subaru Outback will be a storm chaser for a little while. Yeah. So that would be cool, Jess. And it says going to make some storm chasing videos. Yeah, we'll see. That would be a random adventure. So I don't know what there'll be different videos popping in and out besides that. So Drew says God wanted you back down to the bridge to pray and met people. Yes, and he sent you their VIP. Sent you their VIP. How awesome and neat is our God? He is. And I said, even down there, when I was telling Taylor, because the things that we talked about, that was life altering. And that was an appointment for him. But I said also for me. I got so much out of it. And I know he did too, because just the things that he shared with me and just the tears and just coming together, two Christian brothers, just having an opportunity to fellowship. And I told him it was meant to be and that he should take all the words. Alrighty. Okay. That's about that 1 hour mark. My microphone gets crunchy. Hey, Kay, how you doing? Mic check, thank you. Crunchy Mike, Crunchy Mike, Crunchy Mike. And speaking of crunchy, I picked up three Louisiana crunch cakes. So they are in the car. All good. Thank you, Stitch. All good. Sounds great. Frank says, hey, Frank, how are you doing? KN, yes. Welcome. All right. So let's see. So where was that? So the things that were shared, it was God's fingerprint put on it for Taylor, I believe. There's those, I call them fingerprint moments, where you can only say that it was because God had wanted it to happen. You can see his fingerprint all over it. And that's exactly what that was, Drew. That was God's fingerprint all over that situation, because I was not going to go back down. I really wasn't. I was beat till I got up there after all them steps. A lot of steps. And I had already filmed, I thought, enough for it, but I hadn't gotten under the bridge. I'd have never found George Washington's initials, but it gave me a great opportunity to be used and also to be ministered to. So it's not all about giving. Sometimes it's about receiving. We were both meant to minister to one another. And I've got his phone number. We're staying in touch and contact and things like that. So it's awesome. Sounds great now. So I'm doing great, says Frank. That is awesome. So anybody got any more questions? Let me scroll up, make sure everyone has notifications on. Oh, yeah, that's great. He's saying it for me. I've been saying lately at the end of the videos, like, hey, make sure you hit and then I pop up. I can't do it on live. Then I pop up on that little bell and say, make sure you hit that notification bell, because you don't want to miss an episode. And yeah, you don't want to miss this. I am so fortunate to be going on this awesome adventure, and I can't wait to show you guys all that the country that I go through my eyes, and I think it's going to be amazing. And like I said, if those 3 days were any indication, right, of what we're to expect, it's going to be amazing, amazing, amazing. And like I said, I've the Lord's been working a few things on my heart for this trip. And because I have met quite a few number of people already. And you guys know I've got the Random Adventures 2.0 family page on Facebook. And on Thursday, when you see that video, just through some of the things that have occurred, and I did I videoed myself with this one person, and just because of their testimony and their need, that I like, where can I share this? So I've got a private channel playlist, a private one that the Lord impressed me to start documenting these things that I meet, and I've just started a prayer and praise private Facebook group so that I can, one, elicit prayer for me, but two, for others that I run into that, need prayer. And, oh, Lynn Ann, thank you so much for that super sticker. I know, I don't know if you guys ever watched Traveling Robert. So Traveling Robert would go, super chat. So I always thought that was cool. I started watching Traveling Robert, and if you guys haven't seen him, go on and check out his channel. But he drives around the United States with a pull behind camper, and he goes to all these places and videotape. Now recently he slipped, actually out in Quartzsite, slipped and broke a bone in his leg, so he's off right now. And I think the last time, remember, he was traveling back to Florida. So I had just put some comments up on his page, and he responded because I wanted to wish him the best and pray for him too for a quick healing. But I like when he goes super chat, so I can go super sticker. All right. Oh, that is so awesome, Lynn Ann. Thank you so much. I'm going to put this up so I can read it, and you guys can read it too. So, should you decide to storm chase with your Subaru, be prepared for a windshield change and some body work when you stop by. My Subaru will show you its war wounds. Really, Stitch? Oh my, yeah. And I'm thinking maybe since you said Stitch, I'm actually planning on my way back, I might try to go up near the Stitcho El Rancho, as you put it. I might try to do that. I don't know what the Lord's going to do, but I'd love to get out there to see a Stitch. I definitely would. And I may, like, say tonight, if I kind of like I'll be on the road, and I've kind of got an idea of where I could be, say, like on a Thursday or something like that. I might be able to say, hey, you know, um, let's do a get together at a say at a place, and we might do something like that. I'm just not sure how it's going to go and what we're going to do, but we're going to do something, that's for sure. So we already are. So hey, Carl, you said, did you get a chance to check the video I sent you from Donnie talk about filming? Oh yes. So I did get that video, and I've just been seeing a lot of that and watching a little bit of it. I'd like to do more research on it. And if you guys don't know, recently there was an overturn of national parks won't let you film if you're a YouTuber. There's been a lot of talk about it just as of recently. Um, like you can't film. And some say, and I think, I'll tell you what, go to Jay Wanders Out channel. And he did a whole thing on it just recently because he was talking about Appalachian Trail through hikers. You know, they go through national parks and stuff. I did look at it. I'd like to find out more about it, but it's saying that you can't film. You can do still pictures, but you can't film. So you can hit record, take a picture, click, and you can use that, but you can't hit play and use that. So it's a little odd on it, and it was it was brought up before, and it was shot down by our lower court, and then it went up to another one, and they ruled with the National Park Service. And there's been a lot of talk that like individuals might not be at risk, but what they're trying to do is like people filming and bringing in a filming crew and disrupting other people trying to see the national park. So I'm not sure everything about it, but yes, Carl, I did take a look at that, and I've seen some other videos that I'm watching as well. Let's see. Okay. Emma asks, what mileage, city and highway, do you get on? Oh, city and highway do I get on the Subaru? So when I fill up the tank, I get around 470 some miles, or 400, maybe not, maybe it's closer to little over 400, like 427. I hear the cats screaming. We have two cats, and one of them doesn't care for the other one. They just scream every once in a while at each other, and that just happened. So Bailey's going to go check it out. She breaks them up every once in a while, but yeah. So mileage for city, it's not as good, but I average about 420 miles before I have to fill up again, and it holds 16 gallons. So if anybody wants to do the math, they can. So about 400, I'd say take 427 divided by 16, and that would be the average that I get. Yes. So here we go. Let's see. All right. So I am going to do something. Oh, very good mileage. Yes. And with the car carrier, it does probably going to get a little bit less. But so far it has flown straight. It's done really, really good. So I haven't noticed really anything drop. But as I'm on the road, and I'm going to try to take the miles, be a little bit more cautious or more aware of how many it's doing. And maybe I'll be able to answer it exactly once we get on the road. So Stitch says, I'm on the way to Storm Chase as well. Oh, here we go. So Stitch says, I'm sort of on the way. I can take you on a storm chasing as well, although my intent was to go up the country and do some hang camping in the mountains with you. And I would much rather do that than storm chase. I'll do the storm chasing on my way out. On the way back, maybe I'll definitely swing over there because I would love to do that, Stitch. Yeah, we definitely got to get together. Let's see. My understanding is that U.S. National Parks dropped the restrictions for YouTube, but does enforce the professional camera use. This is what James says, and James was a Chicago detective, so James is gonna keep an eye on that for me, right, James? But I'm planning on still filming. It's public land, right? It's our land. We're paying taxes on it, and I don't plan on disrupting anybody because, like I said, I don't like people unless they want to be. I don't like putting people in my camera view, and sometimes I've waited already almost 20 minutes just to get one shot where there's no people because I want you guys to get the full effect of what I'm seeing, and so I'm definitely not planning on disrupting anybody. So let's see. But I'm just going to continue to look into it. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Shade Tree says he knows they stopped filming at Lake Mead months ago. And part of that, I think, is because it's filling back up, right? See what's going on out there. Oh, wait, I missed something here. Darlene Good. Oh, Darlene, let me scroll back up here. Darlene just did a $10. Oh, thank you so much, Darlene. I don't know if that shows up on the screen. I'm scrolling way back up, but it must have happened way down because I'm not to our new comments yet. Because I'm trying to go down through the questions. There we go, Darlene. Thank you so much. And it says, please don't forget to pray for Lisa during this time as she keeps her the home fires burning. Yes. So just to let you know, part of my thing is I've incorporated a pastor and his wife, especially his wife, Bethany. She's going to pray. She's going to pray for Lisa and continue to stay connected with her while I travel. Yes. And 26.2. That's how many, Jonathan Heath. Thank you so much, brother. So it says 26.68 gallons per mile. So I get about 420 miles in the tank in my 3.6 Outback. Wow. So that's I'm running about right. Yeah. But thank you, Darlene, for that. Very, very appreciated. So let's see. Drew asks, are you planning to drive overnight or daytime only? Depends on the situation. I probably will do daytime only unless something happens that I need to get down the road further, and it's going to be better to travel at night. Less traffic, things like that. So I'm thinking there may be a possibility that I might do some overnights, but when I'm filming, one of the things that I'm realizing is that, when I end the day, I'm ending it at a location that I'm going to spend the night at. So that's where I end the video. Now, the next morning will be me starting out, right, somewhere. And then I got to film from there. So a night one, maybe I don't film me going, I don't know. I'm totally putting this in the Lord's hand and realizing he's going to lead me. And I'm praying always while I'm driving. And if you guys could see just the time that I have in the car, it's just so blessing to be just alone at times in the car. And so the last couple of trips that I've had, it's been pretty quiet. And I know once I leave on Tuesday with studio, or he's not Studio Tony anymore, but Chef Tony up in the car carrier. So that might get a little bit noisier as we travel. So haven't figured that one out yet because he hasn't even slept in it yet up in the car carrier. So there's just enough room, I believe, for him, for Chef Tony. But that's all part of getting things ready too. And yes. So let's see. I've got another question here. Oh, 2.0 fan. How are you? So did you ever go to get gas and while pulling the nozzle off the pump hose you hit the wrong button? I've done that 3 times. Off the pump, the hose hits the wrong. Oh, I know what you mean. So the buttons on the Ford, you want unleaded, and then unleaded. So the more expensive ones. I think they do that on purpose. They put the most expensive ones close to where you pull the nozzle out, hoping you'd hit it by accident, and then have to get the more expensive gas. So, like I said, one of the things that I realized on this trip is on these couple of trips, because I'm using. Let me just put this up here quick. So because I'm using this, which is the Cash App card, so it's I could design it too, really nice. But so it's I'll show you the front of it. Yeah, so really nice. I've got this Random Adventures 2.0 Cash App card. So the first couple times that I did it, I paid at the pump, and then it sends you a text message, it sends you an email, and it sends you something else. But it notifies you like 3 different ways. Hey, you just spent this money on here, and so it gives you, and then it gives you a monthly report of what you spent, where you spent it. I'm liking that. So because I want to keep track of all the gifts and that people send and different things. So as I use it. So I ordered this card. It came in, but I've taken it now on 2 of the trips, the one down to Virginia and then the other one upstate. So what I learned is that if I pay at the pump, all right, because I'm filling up, say I put $63, it's cost $57 to fill the car up. It depends on how much it is per gallon. It notifies me the next day. It automatically will take out like $176 or more dollars for that purchase. And then the next day, I think it's the way that the gas stations work with the pump. So then the next day, it comes out and says, "Hey, we put the money back in there and only charged you the correct amount now." So I started realizing it was doing that every time. So I asked about it, and they said, "Oh yeah, go inside and pay." So what I do now is I let it get to a quarter of a tank, and I'm trying to figure out exactly how much to tell them. So I went in the other day and I said, "Hey, give me $30," and they do it in the store. And it just takes out $30 for the purchase, not $176 off the purchase. So that's what that does. And that's what I do now is I go into the store and use their bathroom and then go say, "Hey, I want 30 on pump 5." And then I don't get hit with that lots and lots and lots of stuff. So yes, so that is the Cash App is what I've used. And that is that's really amazing because like I can transfer money from my account right into there and it's automatic. Like I did today, I wanted to put just a little bit of money on it because more. So I did that because I used my other card for gas for Lisa to go to work. So I wanted to replace that on the card, because on the card is all contributions and funds from the 2.0 family. And I want to account for it, for each penny. Just be a good steward unto the Lord with that. And so I put that back on there, and I'm sitting in the car and I'm transferring from the bank to the Cash App. Actually, you do go to my Cash App, and I just push the button and it says add so much money. So I added, and then I hit OK, and then within seconds, it's there to be used. Amazing. So that's going to come in handy, because I didn't want to use my regular debit card going across the United States with that, just because, you never know. So I'm going to, anybody that still wants to do a buy me a coffee can do a buy me a coffee. So those actually I believe those transfer within 4 days, 3 or 4 days. And I do have Venmo, and Mike, I want to thank Mike, because Mike bought me the equivalent of 16 coffees for the trip. And he went through Venmo because he said that was easiest for him. So I have my Venmo information in descriptions of the video as well. And then the Go Send Me, that is, that's not that one. The Go Send, Give, Send, Go. That is the equivalent to GoFundMe. That's why I had the me on there. The GoFundMe, except for this is a Christian organization, and on there you can, if you don't want to give, which is fine. That's fine. I just it has a place where you can send me prayers and things like that, and check on the heart and say, hey, I'm praying for you. And that is awesome. Let's see. Yeah, so let's see. Any more questions there? And we are on for an hour and 41 minutes. Yeah. So I do, my wife's Subaru Forester gets about 26 miles per gallon. Wow. Okay, Jeff. Hey, Jeff, how are you doing, Jeff Cooper? So I'm thinking you're back, okay, from your trip. And God bless you, brother. And I'm looking forward to talking. We should get together here. I am leaving Tuesday, just to let everybody know I'm leaving Tuesday, and that's when it all begins. That's when the official traveling across America. So I know it says travel vlog, but I'm thinking of, instead of travel vlog, I might change once I hit video 11, which that's what that one will be. I'm thinking of it starting it across America number 11, or should I keep it travel vlog number 11 and then put it in the title? But it's going to be one playlist, and it's all travel vlog playlist. All right. So let's see. Yeah, Lou, thank you so much. Traveling for Financial Mercies. Yes. Yes, made it back from Tennessee to Florida. Awesome. That is great news. Yes. And Tuesday. Yes, leaving Tuesday. So get that up there. Oh, yeah, Tuesday. So definitely Tuesday morning. It was going to be either Tuesday or Wednesday, but I want to get on the road and get going, and I feel like Tuesday is the right day. Yes, I'm just feeling like it is. And then 2.0 fan says, what's Bailey going to do without me? So Bailey's going to keep Miss 2.0 company. So definitely, but Bailey is going to miss me. I'm going to miss Bailey as well. Yeah, that's going to be a trip, and I'm looking forward to when I get back seeing them. And, Lucky the black cat, he's lucky because he's here. And how we got the black cat, if you guys don't know, back when I think summer. It was in the summer or maybe late fall. Um, Emma was here in the house, Emma and Lisa, and someone knocked on the door. Here, a cat fell through the roof or something like that at this one place, and this older gentleman was walking around trying to find a home for this cat. He knocked on the door and said, "Here, I just stopped to see if you wanted this little kitten. It fell through the roof." And so they said yes, and we have Lucky, and he's been a great cat. And he's lucky because he found us, right? But let's see. Let's see. Do I have a St. Patty's Day themed video planned yet? Color your beard green. Yeah. The problem with me doing any themes or anything like that is I'm going to be ahead of whatever date it is. And I just, because it takes so much effort in editing and videoing, especially I'm finding when I'm doing most of it from the car and away from my computer to do thumbnails and descriptions. And I'm going to get better at it. But there's some things that because I'm leaving Tuesday, but you guys aren't following me yet. So you guys are still in Virginia, as far as you know. You just went to bed in a Cracker Barrel, and you're going to see that on. You're going to get a knock on the window, and you're going to get woken up by Lou on Thursday, and that's where you guys are at, is in the video process. I mean, I have my whole video vlog of that day and talking with Lou and getting to hug Lou and talk with him and stuff and drink some coffee and then get back on the road and head north. That is where you guys are at. And you're not going to be heading north till Thursday. When you're heading north on Thursday, I don't know where I'll be at Tuesday. But I've already been, there's that video. There's 2 more videos because I went upstate and then downstate. I picked up the last bit of items from Anonymous, and that's the last 2 days. I've been checking and going over the car again, like where's this, where's that, putting stuff and finding its home, where it's going to travel the best. And I got all that done, so I believe it's going to be, I'm ready to go. I don't want to, delay it any longer. But so, Drew, I don't have a thing planned. Carry a log across the country. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't have a colored beard. It would be awesome to do my beard green. That would be cool. Yeah, that would be awesome. Awesome. That's neat. So 2.0 fan asks a question here. And somebody's trying to come into the studio again. Bailey's back. I still don't have any pepperonis. They're all downstairs, so people give them to you. Yes. Oh, your nose is cold. You were outside. Emma must have let you out. So I know you can talk to God anytime, but do you have a daily, morning, and nightly talk with Him? So, that's a great question. That's I just saw Stethoscope send me laugh out loud. So, yeah, I do that. I don't have a set routine. It's just whenever I need to talk to him and want to talk to him. And, I've got a lot of time to talk with him and I get more time as I'm driving. But as far as the morning routine, when I wake up, I start thanking him for the day. And, when I'm away, I'm, Lord, put a hedge of protection around my home and around my wife and family, with all those that are watching over me, on this trip and things like that, praying for me. So I do that. And then as far as evening prayers, as I'm going to sleep, I thank him for the day. But one big prayer that I do is when I'm after I've done that in the morning and I eat and I film some, but as I start my journey out and I start talking to my best friend, right? Start talking to the Lord and saying, ask Him to use me for that day. Give me the eyes that I need to see. Give me the ears that I can hear those things that you want me to do today, and make it obvious. And He does. Anytime you ask Him to do something like that, He's going to do it. He's definitely going to do it. Yes, He is, and that's how that goes. As I'm going, yeah. When I said go, send me, yeah, He is right. But give, send, go is that app. Yes. Let's see. Yeah. So yeah, it would be so neat. Like if I was stationary and my videos were I'm making them to put them out. I would do a St. Patrick's Day themed one, I think. But yeah, go send me. All right. So we have 41 people watching still, and we've been on it for an hour and a half. And I'm saying, or no, an hour and 50 minutes. Wow. So I'm going to stay on for 2 hours tonight. Is there anything that anybody wants to know about the trip? About me leaving on Tuesday? Any more questions, say regards of, am I taking coffee? Yep. So I'm taking coffee. I actually have a bag. It's just funny. I have a bag just of coffee. And when I was up in Vermont, there is a place that makes whole bean Vermont coffee. And yeah, I didn't get it, pick it up, but Anonymous's family had coffee for me, which was from Vermont, and really, really neat. Let's see. Drew asks a question. So, do you have a music playlist for the trip? So, if you guys remember, oh no, I didn't put it up here. Well, I met a gentleman who's now a 2.0 family. He sent me some music to listen to. Now, to be honest with you, I don't listen to music very often, very, very often. I don't listen to music. Believe it or not, the whole way up to Virginia, or whole way down to Virginia and back, I listened to 0 songs. I didn't even have the radio on. That's how much I'm in concentration of not only the road, but what am I going to film? Where am I filming? How am I filming? So a lot of time I have a little clicker for the camera. So the phone, when I have it on the dash and I hit video, while I'm driving, I hit play, and then it just record. It records, and then as I get so far, I hit unrecord. So as far as music, once I'll probably put some music on at sometimes. I did listen once to news. Just because I knew I wasn't going to be filming anything for a while, and I thought, you know what, let me just catch up on some things. And then I did listen maybe a half an hour. I think I was eating something, just sitting and relaxing. I just stopped at a rest area, walked around, did a little bit of filming, and then I got in and I just listened to the news. So then, Jeff, let's do steak. Yes. So that's a great question. So Jeff says steak or pork chops. I like them both. And pork chops are the other white meat, right? But I'm going to say steak. Yeah. All right. So, and you guys will find out more about that later on. Hey, Bailey, you keep popping in here. I don't have any pepperonis. Agreed. A mistake all the way. Yeah, a lot of steak people here. I love steak. But a grilled pork chop out on a grilled flame is beautiful. I love that too, as well. Hey, Lucky, come here, Lucky. Here, come here. Let's see. Are you gonna jump up here? Oh, Bailey, you getting jealous? Yeah. I wanted to show you all Lucky. I'm sure you've seen Lucky before, but since we were just talking about Lucky, come here. Come here. Oh, Bailey, let Lucky go. So usually when I pick Lucky up, he does this and he stretch, and then he goes on here, and then we do good and pet him and stuff. But this is Lucky. Lucky's waiting for Bailey, so they're gonna go play. Go on out. Yep. So that's Lucky. He's Lucky. He's got a little white spot on his chest. So Stitch says he's going to have to grow his beard out to keep up with Tony. Don't want to appear on a video without an equally impressive man mane. Yeah, well, I was willing to shave it off, but 63% of everybody said keep the beard, keep rocking it, right? Yeah, absolutely. Now, I was told to cut it for comfort, but I'm anxious to see it. I've never had it. This is the longest I've ever had my beard, believe it or not. The longest I've ever had it. Lou says, agreed, Emma, steak all day. Yes. Drew says, Tony has a great steak cooking challenge video. Yes. And I'm surprised I didn't even make the top 5 in that. That was a little disappointing because I thought that was a good looking steak. And we did it up right with spooning the butter on it and with the herbs and the garlic. I don't know. I didn't even make the top 5, but that's okay because I said when I tasted it, I said, I don't even care if I even make the top 5 or win. I'm already a winner eating this thing. So, yeah, that was very good. Oh, that reminds me. I've got to get that reminded me. I want to pack a cast iron skillet. I'll remember that. Yep. So, have you ever to Driftwood, PA, home of Tom Mix? No, that's interesting. Hey, Joseph, I had not seen your name pop up, but welcome. Have you ever been to Driftwood, PA, home of Tom Mix? No, I have not. That is very neat. Let's see. We just had steak last night, says Dan with Camp Kill 'Em All. Yeah. Let's see. I'm scrolling down. I think now Lou has all beat. Say, yeah, Lou's beard. He has all beat. And you're going to see Lou on this Thursday's video. Very long beard. And Lou, guess what? I got the jump bag. That's in the car, and you guys saw that on Mail Monday, the jump bag. It's all set up in the car. Oh, let's see. Okay. Drew says, I've only been to PA once, a place called Kutztown. I know where that's at. They make good bologna there, and there's Kutztown College there too, but a lot of the bologna that we have around here is called Kutztown bologna. They make like you have Lebanon bologna. Kutztown makes a good Lebanon bologna. Went to wrestling camp back in high school, and I only remember Amish people everywhere. Yes, a lot. We have a huge Amish community, especially down that way and towards Lancaster. Let's see, Drew. It's like that. The whole state. Yeah, there's a big Amish community in the whole state of Pennsylvania. Yeah. Lou's giving a little insight here. I think about shaving it all the time. Then Facebook shows me old pictures. And then Lou says, some look better with beards. That's safe to say. I know a few that shaved them off and were all washed. They had and wished they hadn't. Yeah. It really hides the contour of your face. Like this is me if I were to do a short, so I've got a bigger chin with the beard. So it takes me when I shave it off a little bit of time. But this is the largest I've ever had my beard. So I'm going to hide that comment. All right. Yeah. So this is definitely the longest. I'm going to switch this here. Oh, I said I would stay on for 2 hours, and that was it. And we just hit the 2-hour mark. Yes. All right. So, yep. Here's my email. I want to put that up real quick again. So, as far as my email, randomventures927 at gmail.com. Go on there, send me an email if you'd like. Always anxious to, or not, I always say anxious, but I'm not anxious. There's too much anxiousness going on today in this world. But I'm always glad to hear from the family and things like that. And if you're not a part of our Facebook family, this is our Facebook group. Think about joining our Random Adventures 2.0 family. And like I said, if you are a person who wants to be dedicated to praying for other people and, are interested in praise reports and things like that, I've got that other group, and it is a private group just for praise and prayer. That and answered prayer and stuff, and that I just started. So because I know I'm going to meet a lot of people and a lot of hurting people, but also I don't believe everything that is on the news. That it's such a divided country, things like that, and everybody that I've met so far has all been amazing. I have not met one ill person. One upset person or anything, or had a bad situation or a frustrating situation or anything. So definitely blessed. So again, I wanted to keep this to 2 hours for everyone, and I could go all night, as y'all know. But I want to say thanks a lot for all of the support. And I want to say good night, everybody. And we'll say good night. In the comment sections, good night, Lou. Yeah, and Lou wakes me up Thursday morning, so don't forget to tune in and watch that. Good night, Frank. Good night, Stitch. Good night, Running Deer. Good night, Emma Brown. Darlene, good night. Good night, Lou. Good night, Frank. Good night, Drew. Good night, Mary Torres. Good night, Johnny Torres, who's stealth watching on the here. All right, so good night, everyone. And hey, score that music, Drew says. Cue the music, Tony. And I should have a little tape of that playing. But yeah, score the music. Thanks a lot for coming along. Thanks for being a part of this live. And we're next Sunday. I got to figure out if I can do my live on the phone. That might be a live where I cannot see any comments. I won't be able to answer any questions, but we're going to get it figured out. Hopefully we can do that. So as far as I'm concerned, we'll be back on Sunday. But you have a great one. Thanks a lot for hitting the like button and also following along on our epic journey. And thanks for continuing to pray for me. And you guys have a great and awesome week. And we'll see you on the next Random Adventures. Alrighty. Here we go.